So there's been a lot of weird tension going on in the States recently, and that's all been because of UFOs. Actually, I mean, I don't know if anybody's surprised. If you're watching from Australia, South America, over in France, or wherever you're from, really, you probably aren't surprised because right now the biggest highlight in the US media is the fact that we have UFOs flying around all over the place. We're shooting them down. We have balloons that are going all over the place. We've actually noticed on one of the balloons that they had American writing on it. And also that China stating the US illegally flew multiple balloons in 2022. So we have this back and forth mentality that's going on with China. They're pointing the finger. They're saying that you did this. We're saying that, well, obviously we see balloons. We have over 1,000 different statements that were made from citizens where people were recording it and they're like, hey, yeah, we definitely see balloons. So China's now pointing the finger back to us and saying that we are actually the ones that were, responsible. In 2022, they were saying that over 10 different balloons the US sent out that they apparently did not agree upon. Now, why are they just talking about this right now, though? That's the weird thing. Okay, if it's a big issue, like right away, don't you think that China would talk about it instead of waiting and be like, oh yeah, you did this, you did that as a country, so now we're mad at you? Like, that's not how countries work. That's not like when countries go back and forth, like they do immediate action. There's no way. Anyways, with a lot of these articles, you see that the mainstream media is depicting that UFOs are landing, that there's some sort of like, alien back history to it. And they want us to click every single article because, it's going to be good for views. So right now, it's like, it's so weird. Obviously, I don't think that the UFOs right now that we see are actually are like part of any sort of higher being, any sort of alien that actually exists. I think that it's more just like our government likes to have clicks. They like to work with the mainstream media. They like to have clicks. So they get the best clicks, they get the best views off of talking about something that could put someone in fear. So if they talk about basically UFOs, if they talk about Civil War, if they talk about the pandemic, well, that's going to get a lot of views. Therefore, a lot of this is just not really what people think it should be. So people are thinking it should be about like aliens, like we're actually going to have like, these are real UFOs. And I'm going to say this. Personally, I'm a believer. I believe in aliens. I really do. I don't know if anyone's gonna think I'm like super crazy for this or anything, but aliens, I think that they exist among us. I really do. The belief is because like we see so many different UFOs and we actually have like a lot of substantial proof, but we kind of ignore that proof. It's a little bit weird. It sounds like I'm going to that rabbit hole of being a conspiracy theorist. But hold on, just wait a minute. Okay, so basically, I have this story, and I have never believed in aliens or UFOs or anything like that. I've just literally just been like, okay, forget that subject. That's definitely fake. Almost equivalent to like the Loch Ness Monster, like Bigfoot or something. But I discovered this story, and a lot of you might actually be familiar with the story. But it's about this elementary school in Zimbabwe. It was 1994, and basically the school, okay, they're like at recess. There's like 60 to 100 different kids. And literally elementary school age, they're all just playing on the school ground. All of a sudden, a UFO appeared in the middle of their recess. And there's different teachers, they're outside. I think there was like I think there was only a handful. I think there was only like 3 of them that I recall. But anyway, they have these aliens that drop down to their elementary school, and they're like arm's length away from some of the kids. And they send a telepathic message to warn the kids about the internet and it being a problem in the future. This might sound absolutely crazy, but if you go and research the story yourself, you'll see that it is actually, I mean, honestly, I think it's pretty factual. So these kids see these aliens that come out in the middle of Zimbabwe, and they end up getting interviewed, okay, of course. Like, the news recognizes the story. They interview the kids, and this is 1 week after the incident. And all the kids, they ended up drawing different pictures. All looked like the alien that they saw, the aliens that they saw. Kids, they don't lie. Kids don't lie, okay? They just don't. That's why you see so many funny videos on TikTok about kids like saying ridiculous stuff that makes their parents look, embarrassing, or like it's funny or whatever. The thing is that kids say what's on their mind. Kids are telling the truth. Well, the craziest thing is that the kids were actually interviewed 20 years later saying that the same events that happened to them with their younger and elementary school over in Zimbabwe, that was still true. That was still valid and that was still factual. Also, what I'm missing on reporting is apparently there's a green laser beam that was reported over Hawaii. And that was earlier this week. So basically, my whole assumption with everything is that, like, I believe in UFOs. I definitely do. I believe that something else exists in this world. I think that out of all the galaxies, out of all the different planets, different galaxies that exist, and there's whole different planets outside of our galaxy, it would be very likely to have another human, like, life form, something that's similar, something that might not even be similar but still living. What's actually cool though from all this UFO stuff is apparently the White House on February 16th, they announced that they're going to have a whole UFO force task. So now we have the Space Force task and a UFO force task, and it's kind of looking like we're having some sort of like Star Trek vibes. I'm going to wrap things up right now. If you want to support my content, you can go my Venmo, you can go my Cash App. I have my links down below. And yeah, I'm going to catch you guys next time.